beautiful Taurians, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for April 2023. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I will never ask for personal details, and I'll also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Taurians, this is your monthly reading for April. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. But just to make you aware, April really ramps up the energetic pace of the year as it opens our first major portal of change through an eclipse. And that occurs on the 20th of April. Now, many years ago, eclipses used to be feared, but they actually offer an opportunity to supercharge your intentions that you set, especially as this is a new moon eclipse in the sign of Aries. It's actually a unique opportunity because it is the second moon in Aries in a row, and it gives you that go-getting, tenacious focus to get stuff done. Now, as this new moon also communes with Pluto, everything troubling you, everything that's inauthentic is actually broken down and released as well. It's actually a month to declutter, detox your mind, body, and soul as well, okay? Now, it's not all plain sailing. However, this time period can feel a little bit pressurized as you'll be doing a lot of multitasking and being very, very productive. So it is actually important to set out some quiet time this month to relax. This moon is actually in the sign of Aries, and it indicates, because there's 2 moons, of course, it often indicates that it's a time of second chances. So you will get an opportunity to revisit either a hobby or a project that you haven't finished that you mean to finish. It could also be that book that you meant to complete, or, you know, an area of your life that you want to reconnect to. Could also be that you want to implement those travel plans, or even thinking about emigrating, and maybe you put it off on the back burner, or maybe it's simply to rediscover parts of yourself that you feel that you've lost touch with. This is definitely a month to do it, to revisit. Now, also, I've got to say, Mercury, it actually retrogrades from the 21st of April, just after that eclipse. Now, it is also in the sign of Taurus, which can bring miscommunication when it comes to finances. So it's actually retrograding in your sign. Now, it is a good time during that retrograde for you to look at your finances just to make sure that your investments are safe and secure against any economic fluctuations. Now, I have been saying that for the last couple of months because I felt the energy in March was very, very fraught. Everybody seemed to be getting a tower, bar 1 or 2 signs. And we've seen a lot of economic fluctuations at the moment. There are more to come. It's going to be a bit of a bumpy ride, I'm not going to lie to you. But at the same time, I see that you're putting yourself in a really good position to weather any storm, okay? So I definitely see you protecting what you already have worked really hard for. So there may be some major sort of fluctuations in and around the eclipse and the fact that Mercury goes retrograde, okay? So just watch out for that. Now, for you in particular, my beautiful Taurians, your 6th house is actually influencing you at the beginning of the month. Now, the 6th house, of course, is all about daily routine, schedules, duties, paying bills, decluttering, organizing your home space, maybe implementing a better schedule, doing a little bit of DIY as well there. So you'll be basically in a work-life habit. You may also focus on your health and make sure that you have better exercise routines, sleeping patterns, eating patterns as well there. And your 12th house takes over from that mid-month. And that's really about the most sensitive part of your chart. So You'll be doing a lot of, you may feel like withdrawing, especially since you've got the Hermit energy right there. The 12th house makes you really withdraw from the day-to-day to really think about the bigger picture, the reason for being, doing a lot of soul searching and asking, what's it all about? What's the meaning of it all? Is this just it? Or is there more to life than just this? Okay, you may feel a little bit more sensitive than usual around about this period. There may be some emotional fluctuations as well, but I feel like you're actually moving on from anything that you've been struggling from. I feel anything that's been difficult, you're actually moving away from that energy as well. Now, I was going to go one more, but my guide said no, that is enough for the month, so I will leave it like that. Let's get straight to your first card, intuition. So this is definitely a month. I mean, because your 12th house is activated, either side you've got the High Priestess and the Hermit. So this is really about going deep within for answers. This is a time of trusting in the unknown and trusting in your feelings, your hunches. Okay, so pay close attention to those this month. Now, also with this card, the High Priestess is a card of secrecy. So some of you may be keeping your eye on a project, or you may be trying to get something off the ground that you're really not talking about. If you do decide to actually share it with somebody, make sure that somebody is a super good friend, because sometimes, even though people, want the best for you, some people actually feel a little bit frustrated with their own lives. And when they see that you are, celebrating or doing really well, or you experience a win in life, they can kind of get a little bit like, I don't know, when someone puts the eye on it, they give you that little, it's not that they wish you unwell, or it's not that they wish you to fail, but sometimes some people revel when things go wrong. So I feel something that you're really thinking about doing, or you're actioning at this time, don't tell anybody about it. I really feel it's best to keep it to yourself, because it'll just get off the ground quicker. Okay, nobody will try to derail you from your path. Now, also, this is a card of caution. It's a card of stopping, waiting, looking around. Okay, so I feel something's got your instincts up right now. Now, this could be world events that you're thinking something's a little bit off right now, and it just feels like something bigger is to come, or something is changing, and you're trying to really tap into your intuition and hone your intuition, just put yourself in a really good position. I definitely see you being able to do that. I see you keeping your eye on something at the moment, and instinctively, I see you putting things in place to weather any economic storm and things like that, okay? Also, I actually feel like you're taking a peek at something in your life right now. So maybe you're dipping your toe into a new project, or a new way of living, or some of you are thinking about changing the way that you operate in life in general. You're restructuring, but I feel like you're dipping your toe into it, like you're just seeing how it goes. It's like temporary. It's not permanent right now. I mean, it could be a relationship that you're keeping to yourself right now, but I just get this sense of, something is closed off to other people's prying eyes at this moment as you're dipping your toe into it, or seeing where it goes. Okay, wherever it's going to be very successful and very rewarding and very enjoyable. I definitely see you looking at areas of your life where you felt that you've either been disappointed, or something that you've been trying to get off the ground has become a little bit stagnant. I definitely see that you've struggled with something here that has made you feel a little bit low energy or unmotivated, but that will change in the month of April, mainly because of that Aries influence that we've got going on. And also, I feel you're just getting like supercharged on your intentions. Now, there's something, I'm going to pull a card on it, because I'm picking up something that you're keeping your eye on. I feel like you're keeping your eye on like one of your friends, or you're keeping your eye on somebody, something that you don't quite trust. So I'm just going to pull a card on this. I'm just picking up on something. It could be someone you work with. It could, if you're retired, it could be someone that you, or is in the community. There's something about somebody that you're just keeping an eye on. So let me just see what this is. Can you show me what that energy is? Because I can't quite, yeah, look at that. Look at that. 7 of Swords. So some of you just don't trust right now. Now, for some of you, and this is not all of you, I want you to be aware of this. Before you came to this reading, some of you, for example, may work in an office and there's an office thief, okay? Or you may work in some place and someone has been light fingered with something, or someone's been a little bit loose with the truth. It doesn't have to be that someone is stealing, but I feel there's just something off with somebody at the moment, and you're feeling that they're not really telling you their true intentions. Intuitively, you know their intentions. Intuitively, you're going to find out that you were right about this situation. Okay, so whatever this is, whether it's, I mean, sometimes people keep things to themselves, or they act in a very strange way because they've got something going on. Like one of my friends, she acted so weird for such a long time, right? And everyone was saying, oh my gosh, I'm not going to mention names, but she's saying, oh my gosh, she's really like weird. She's like, you know, not her usual self. And, you know, I shouldn't pry, but I tap in to my energy and to the way, and I was like, oh, she's pregnant. And they were like, no. And I was like, yeah, she's pregnant. And they were like, oh, come on. And, you know, I called it 3 weeks before she actually, and I hadn't seen her, you know, they were just telling me that she's a little bit off. And we'd messaged and everything like that, but I haven't seen her face to face or anything like that. But when I tapped in, I was like, oh yeah, she's pregnant. I didn't like tell anybody that. I kept that to myself. I was like, oh yeah, she's pregnant. I get it. So sometimes people keep things to themselves and then they act really weird. So it doesn't mean that someone is doing something that's damaging. But if it could be that someone just is a little bit cautious about telling something. So just watch out for that, okay? Because the Nine of Cups indicates it could be a really satisfying or nice surprise, you know, with the Nine of Cups there. So I feel it could be someone well-meaning, but they're just acting a little bit off. You're going to find out that you were right, whatever the situation is, though, okay? Now, also, with the Seven of Swords and the Nine of Cups, this can mean that you're trying to slowly, how can I put that? There's a word I want. It's like you're slowly exiting a situation. And you may be doing it quietly. So you may have given your notice in at work, or you may be thinking about it, or some of you may have joined a group that you think, you know what, these are not my people, and I'm just going to just slowly phase myself out of this group. I definitely see this kind of like disconnect going on here in some area of your life. It's going to be very rewarding because it was actually not very good for you, or it was just bringing you a little bit down. So I definitely see you changing or restructuring your world in some way that is actually very, very positive. Now with the Seven of Swords as well, it doesn't have to be a negative card. The history of the card, actually, it's a golden card. The two of them, all gold or yellow cards in the Tarot, are positive, and the Seven of Swords is no different. Seven of Swords actually means trying to find an alternative way to resolve a situation without violence or anger. Because this figure is actually, removing the swords from the army because he does not want to fight. He does not want physical aggression. He actually wants to find a more peaceful solution to a situation, someone who wants to be diplomatic about the situation. So perhaps there's a situation here where you feel someone's been doing something wrong, and there may be a diplomatic way of resolving this situation rather than going in and, you know, really losing tempers and things like that. Also, the Seven of Swords is a really positive card when it comes to marching to the beat of your own drum, having that struggle for independence and not conforming. So some of you, if you live at home with your folks, for example, and you want a little bit more independence, some of you may be actually deciding or looking around at apartments or places where you can move to that you can afford. Some of you may be moving out. Some of you may even feel like, even if you're not living with your folks, you're living with flatmates, you may decide to find a new area to move to, or you're yearning for independence or breaking free from, you know, a group situation. Also, I get this sense that, you know, you're not people pleasing. You're not the sort of person who is there to blow smoke up or other people's you know what. You say what you mean and you mean what you say. That's what I love about Taurians. You're so grounded like that. So if you have to tell somebody something that seems a little bit harsh, remember diplomacy. I'm just picking up on that, okay? So, yeah. Nine of Cups, though, does indicate a wish being fulfilled for you, or you being proud of a situation that works out in your favor. This is a card of success. It's a card of well-being, things going right for you, and you being content with this situation. Now, I'm just picking up on this energy. It may not resonate for everyone, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. So for example, if you work in an environment where there's someone who's been trying to push your buttons, or someone who's been really like picking on you, or, you know, being unkind, this person gets caught, okay? And they get reprimanded in a way that you'll be very satisfied with. I mean, it could be that they are exited from the situation. They may be sacked. So I just get this sense that there's retribution in a situation for you in the month of April. But I feel you're not doing it. I feel it is karma that comes around, okay? Now, some of you, because you've got the High Priestess and the Hermit energy, I definitely see you developing spiritual gifts. Some of you may want to take yourself out of, you know, out of like a busy environment for a while to really focus inwards and see what you want, and really like discover the answers within yourself. This is a time where self-reflection is important this month. You're going to be very busy. You're going to be very productive. So it's very important to make sure that you recharge your batteries and be ready for all this action that's going to happen here. Now, we do have a Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords is your protagonist energy. I feel you'll start the month of April with some really great news, something that is a surprise from the universe, because you have a Six of Pentacles here as well. You are in favor, and the universe is distributing some goodness towards you, okay? This is justice. This is you getting what you truly deserve. Some good, some good news from the universe. It could be an unexpected surprise. It could be financial, but I feel like the universe is being very generous with you. When it comes to the end of the month, I would definitely say, especially since you've got a Five of Pentacles there, with the Mercury being retrograding in your sign, definitely I see you being very strict and organized with your finances, keeping an eye on those things just to make sure that you secure and protect all your investments should there be an economic fluctuation, okay? With the Page of Swords, this is about curiosity. So I feel like you've got lots of ideas in the month of April that you want to get off the ground. You want to take action on these things. Now, it could be just a theory right now or some idea that's floating around in your mind, but you've definitely got a new focus in the month of April, and some of you may even take a course of learning in order to enhance your skills, or even to learn how to do what you want to do. Some of you, it could be you want to set up a channel on YouTube, so you're learning by watching a video of how to. Sometimes we don't have to pay for a course on how to do something. We can use like places like YouTube, which is a wonderful tool to find out how to do something for free. So I feel some of you will be investigating a way of changing something or doing something, and I feel it's a very interesting project that you may be getting off the ground. But there's definitely some really great news that's headed in your direction, something that will lead you to investigate a little bit further. It could be like an opportunity that comes in. Some of you, you'll be using your voice. Could be an opportunity to give, because I feel appraisal energy here as well. So some of you, if you are in the working environment, you may have an appraisal round about this time. I mean, I thought appraisals only happen around about November, December time, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm just picking up appraisal energy. So some of you may actually get really great news in an appraisal, because I definitely see people in positions of power noticing you if you're in the working environment, okay? They spot the energy that you bring to the working environment, and they want to elevate you. They see you. The way they're showing me is you remind them of them when you remind them of them when they were younger and when they were going after their goals and dreams, and they want to elevate you, okay, because they see success in you. Now, if you're all retired, of course, I definitely see that you're focusing on projects, and there may be something new that catches your attention. I also see you connecting a little bit more to communal events, going out there, having coffee with friends, or catching up with people that you haven't seen for a while. Some of you will actually decide to do some sort of charitable event that actually puts you in the company of really good people, and there's 2 people at this event that will become friends for life, is what they're showing me there as well. But I see you using your knowledge to spread further afield in order to, have lots of different and interesting things on the go that are going to be very successful. So some of you may be setting up second streams of income. Some of you may even be taking exams, and I definitely see you, passing with flying colors there as well. If you are just coming out of university or college, I definitely see you having a lot of knowledge, and I see that you're going to be up for some opportunities that come your way. There's one in particular that you will love, but I feel like there's a couple of opportunities available to you. One of them, I feel you don't get it at first. That's not the one you're going to love. Okay, that's the one that's like, you know what? It's good, but it's not the big one. Okay, I feel like there's a better opportunity to come right after that. Okay, so if you go for an interview and you feel, oh, you know what, it didn't go my way or whatever, they're indicating rejection is protection and redirection, and there is something better that actually elevates you, has more status and more finances attached to it as well. If you're in between jobs and you're looking for a job, there's going to be one that just comes right out of the blue. Okay, I feel at first it gives you a plateau of finances. It gives you a certain amount of money that you're like, okay, that's good, I can work with that. But then it elevates, you get more, you staircase. It's almost like you may have a probation period or something like that, and then more money comes in. I actually see you being promoted quite quickly in this position as well, because you're so good at what you do. So believe in yourself. There's something incredible coming for you, okay? Now, with the Six of Pentacles, this indicates you have a desire for balance in your life. And I feel like you've been very productive, and you've been, multitasking and, having many fingers in many pies. But it's important to remember to have balance. Distribute your energy. If you are always extending all your energy, you're going to burn yourself out, okay? Don't spread yourself too thin in the month of April. It's important to focus on the things that really matter. Now, also with the Six of Pentacles, I definitely see, as I said, the universe being generous. I get a sense that this is the beginning of something wonderful that's going to show up for you at your door. I feel like it's definitely going to be something that is apparent. It's a resource for you to use, or it's something you've been manifesting. They're actually showing me as well that someone does you a good turn in the month of April, and it reminds you that actually there are some really good people in this world. Sometimes the world can seem like a very scary place, or it can seem like overwhelming with all the crazy stuff that's going on. But I feel like you're going to be reminded in the month of April that actually the world can be such a beautiful place, and there are so many good people in it as well. Okay, I definitely see someone does you a good turn. And for some of you, I'm getting a small energy. It's almost like 13% of you, someone will actually either pay it forward and pay for your shopping, or they'll buy you a coffee, or you'll get a free coffee at a store, or free muffin or something like that. I feel someone is generous and gives you something for free that you're going to go, that was really nice. That was great. So I definitely see that happening before the end of April for you as well. I'm just going to pull a card on the Six of Pentacles. Okay. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Taurians? What do they need to know? Because the Six of Pentacles, they're giving me an energy that your generosity and your kindness shows that you're a bit of an earth angel. And now the universe is sending good karma around to you like a boomerang. That's what I'm seeing there as well. Thank you so much, Spirit Guys. Also, I feel that you do tend to extend your kindness to a lot of people. Yeah, Three of Pentacles there. Make some time for you. Remember to show yourself some kindness as well. The Death card. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Taurians? What do they need to know? Ace of Cups. Okay, so if you're someone who is looking for love, okay, and you've been very busy, and your focus has not been on love, I feel you're going to change your focus this month. Some of you may get on online dating, or you may put yourself in a situation to meet new love. This could be in the form of either going on holiday, vacation, or it could be you doing something business related or hobby related, something that you enjoy doing, something that gives you a lot of like happiness, a lot of energy. So it could be something, even sporty, something that you do that gives you a boost. I feel like you'll meet that person. You'll meet somebody there, okay? Yeah, I feel like it could be something that you have to work in a team at doing. So for example, if you're in the gym, it could be that someone spots you, or it could be, they come over, they actually have ulterior motives. They want to get to know you. Could also be, maybe you play badminton or squash and there's like a team. You may be set up with someone who's really like interested in you. I definitely see if you're looking for love, you'll be talking to someone that you're very curious about at the end of the month. I also see that this is something that could be a high level commitment, okay? Remember reciprocity, okay? Give and take in this relationship. We do have the Three of Pentacles there. So this indicates in terms of you in particular, my beautiful Taurians, you're very good at what you do. You're very talented. So whether you're retired or not, whatever project you're working on, you're giving it your all. Some of you may actually, use your voice to create something, or if you're retired, you may write a book about your experiences, or maybe a screenplay, or something that you really want to document an experience in your life. And even if you're not retired, I feel like this is something that perhaps you will activate later on. You may even collaborate on it as well. Like some people have a ghostwriter, you may actually have someone who edits or says, hey, you know what, I'm a publisher and your story is really interesting. It doesn't even have to be a book. It could be an article. Someone may reach out to you because your voice matters and you've got something interesting to say. So I definitely see that being relevant in the month of April too. Now, the Three of Pentacles also indicates that you are building a solid foundation financially, okay? You're being very cautious with your finances. You're making sure that everything is secure. Some of you may talk to like a financial advisor, or you may consult with somebody that you know, or you may even look at videos online of what's going on in the world that is perhaps not readily available on mainstream news, for example. So I would say, of course, keep a broad sense of what's going on in the world, but don't get overwhelmed with fear, with clickbait and things like that, because sometimes people want to sell you their product, or they want to sell you fear. They may be giving you some really relevant information that actually helps you put yourself in a really good, solid, secure position, but don't let the way that they deliver it, cause you fear, because you're changing your vibration. I see it's important for you to remain in a positive state of mind as much as possible. I mean, it's not something we can all do all the time, but it's definitely something for April that will benefit you, shall we say. Okay, now we do have the Death card here as well. So some of you are ending a position, or you're ending something here. I feel, especially if you're looking for love, the same old pattern. If you tend to like go on online dating and it doesn't work, I feel like you're changing your approach to finding love. Similar if you stick around with the same group of people and you always go to the same bars or the same restaurants or the same events and the same sort of people there, and you're never connecting with anybody, I feel like you're shaking up the system, okay? Apart from love, with the Death card, this indicates that you may be looking at your habits. If you've got any negative habits or any old habits you feel have been hard to break, like you may like a little bit of something sweet, and you may overeat in that area. I certainly do. Give me a packet of biscuits. I think to myself, I'll just have one, and then one packet of whole biscuits later, I'm like, oh, who ate all those? Oh yeah, that's right, it was me. So sometimes we got to look at our habits. For you, I feel some of you may have felt that you are looking at your time schedule, that you don't want to waste any more time, is what I'm picking up. So some of you may be really looking at areas where you procrastinate. Now, I'm not pointing a finger at you, my beautiful Taurians. I'm just picking up the energy of moments that you may think, hang on a minute, I've wasted about an hour looking at reels online and I should be doing this. So I feel there's this energy where you're going to like be a little bit more strict with yourself, with your schedule this month, because there's something that you really want to get done. So with the Death card, I definitely see you changing an old habit or something that you feel like you've outgrown in order to be a better version of yourself, okay? Also, the Death card indicates that something big is ending in your life. And it could be a change of a job, a career, or it could be a complete revamp of some area of your life. It could even be the revamp of your wardrobe if you feel called to do so. But something is changing, and it'll bring you peace. Whatever it is, it'll make you feel like you're on the right track, because you are. If you've been asking, because they're showing me a compass right now, So they're showing me a compass in the water. So some of you, I mean, it may be that you've just bought a compass or you have just been looking at a compass. I mean, spiritually, compasses are all about direction. So you may be wondering if you're headed in the right direction. And the compass that they're showing me right now, it's teetering, but it's pointing north. Okay, it's the little pin there is moving, but it is pointing north. So you may feel that sometimes you get a little bit distracted from your path, but you are on your path. You do kind of like rein yourself back in and go, right, focus. I need to be on this path. Something that you love is being offered to you this month. Okay, so aside from romance, this card is really about you manifesting an opportunity that comes your way that your heart is really going to be overjoyed to receive. This is really a card of opening yourself up to all the goodness that the universe has to offer. But also this card comes with a very important message, a message of emotional care. So if you have been burning yourself out or burning the candle at both ends, it's important to make sure you get that rest. Also, this card connects to intuition, and you are a highly intuitive soul. Something that you knew is going to be proven. You're going to be proven right, okay? And you're going to know all along that you were right, but you can't really just base things on intuition and a hunch. The facts will come out and you will find out that you were right in a situation, okay? So just watch out for that as well. Now, this does mean also that there's an overflow of possibilities available to you at this time, and you're kind of bringing those bigger dreams into life. And you're being guided. The universe is actually delivering something that you've been manifesting for quite some time that definitely brings peace, but it also brings change. So that change may be that you take up a new responsibility in your working environment. You may need to change offices, or you may even need to change locations and actually be in a different branch, for example. Some of you may change positions and get a promotion or a raise. I definitely get a sense that there is... Okay, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. Now, I have to say, and I've got to be honest with you, okay, and I don't like delivering this message, but I'm going to see what's on the other side. Financially, if you have any investments, you will see a fluctuation. It is coming. Okay, there's a big dip, so you may be like, oh gosh, like I don't really understand markets and things like that, but when some people are like, yeah, I'm up, and then they're like, oh no, I'm down. It fluctuates a lot. Okay, I feel like there's going to be a bit of a dip where it's going to be a little bit down. Okay, but I feel it does recover. The Judgment card, yeah, returns. It comes back into balance. Okay, so with the Judgment card, I feel if you have any risky investments, just keep an eye on them. That's what I say. I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't really advise either way, and I don't really know what I'm talking about. But what I feel here is you keeping an eye on investments. Okay, if you feel with the Justice card, I feel like you will make it right in the end. If you've got a contract with something, though, I would just keep an eye on it. Let me just see one more. Eight of Swords, a little bit of anxiety. High Priestess, use your hunches, and the Lover's card. Now, the Lover's card indicates it is your choice, but it also indicates that, you will attract a better, you'll attract something better, okay? But it's like examine your motives and your values when contemplating which path to take. So I don't really know what that means, but someone out there obviously knows what that means because that's what's coming up there, okay? So it may be a little bit of a fraught and worrying time, but I feel intuitively you will navigate this period, so pay close attention to your hunches and which direction it is leading you in, okay? Now, we do have in the resistance position, we've got the Emperor energy. So you may have had someone in your life who's being a little bit immature, who's causing problems or has a bit of an ego and has been trying to push your buttons there. This person, I feel like they've let you down or disappointed you in some way, and you may... Now, I'm not trying to make an excuse for this person. I feel like they're very frustrated with their life at the moment. This could be, if you're a parent, this could be a child. I feel it doesn't have to be, though. It could be someone you work with, or it could be a friend. This person is acting out because they're actually feeling very depressed and very low in their self-esteem. This person is very, very confused with their energy at the moment as well. So they may be actually testing you, not physically testing you, not trying to test you, but they're testing your patience is what I feel, okay? I feel this situation will be resolved, okay? I definitely feel it will be resolved. Now this could also be a boss who is like taking advantage of their position, or there's someone who perhaps has not been acting in their highest regard. This person will get their comeuppance. I definitely see karma and retribution for this person. Now, coming to your energy, the Emperor energy can indicate that maybe you've been feeling like a lack of power in a situation right now, or you feel that you've been struggling with something that perhaps you've normally have control over. This is a card of feeling there's been a bit of a chaotic situation, or there's something that perhaps you've been avoiding or trying to avoid right now, but I feel you gain control of this situation in April. The Emperor card really is about being strict with yourself. So if you have been procrastinating, it's time to really implement a better schedule and get clear on what you want, get really organized on whatever it is you desire. So if you desire love, of course, you'll get organized and put yourself on an opportunity or a dating app to meet love, or if you are wanting to get a project off the ground, you'll really focus on that and get organized on paperwork. So I definitely see you being clear about what you want, gaining clarity this month on what you want, and then your heart is aligning with the vibration that will attract it, okay? Because you have that Ace of Cups, which indicates, you know, at grassroots, it basically indicates that you are attracting all you desire. Also with the Emperor energy, you're going to be very successful at whatever it is you're focused on. So if you are actually stepping into a leadership position, you're going to really thrive in this position. I see status and elevation of status here as well. I see some great news. The Eight of Wands indicates there's some really great news, but the Five of Pentacles underpinning that indicates that there may be some part of this good news that you have to compromise on, or you have to find an alternative way to adjust to the situation. So for example, if you're in a working environment, you may have a wonderful opportunity to elevate in your position. You get a promotion, you get a raise, you get more money, more status, but at the same time, you are seen differently by your colleagues. So some of those friendships may be, they may change, they may evolve. They may now look at you as not one of the team, they look at you as their boss or someone above them. So the dynamics change. So you may lose the banter that you used to have with that person or those people. You know, it's almost like the good thing comes with like, it comes at a cost, okay? Unfortunately, sometimes life is like that. It comes at a cost. So also, you know, if you get a, you know, a really great job, it may mean that you have to travel to it. So it means you need to pay more money for petrol or diesel or electric, whatever it is you use these days. So I definitely get a sense of there being a wonderful opportunity, but you have to make some sort of adjustments to it as well. For some of you, you may even go into a working environment where you take a little bit of a pay cut, but you love what you're doing and you will actually staircase the money really quickly. You'll get a promotion within this really quickly. Okay, that's what I see. Now also with the Emperor energy, I feel you are trying not to be derailed from something that you love. Okay, and I feel like you're really keeping your eye on the prize this month. They're just giving me a song, so it's kind of like distracting me at this time, but I couldn't really tell what it was until they gave me the lyrics. So I'll give you the lyrics now. I've definitely heard this song before. It has definitely come up in a reading before. So it may have even been for your sign, but I can't remember because it was last year sometime. So my memory does not extend to that period. This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm right song. Oh, that did come up. Okay, they've left it there. That's the part of the song they want you to hear. That is, it's either Rachel Platten or Rachel Playton. I can't remember how to say her name. This is a very famous song. So I feel, you know, something that either you've been fighting for or something that you are trying to restructure or revamp in your life, you're right on track. And again, you know, I said something that you had a hunch about, you're proven right. That happens in April, okay? Even the song said, prove I'm right song. So yeah, that song is relevant because you may hear that song right before you get that really good news. So listen out for it. It'll be on the radio, or it'll play on someone else's car, or it'll just pop up on your shuffle like completely by surprise. Ace of Cups, it's in the resistance position with the Sun card as well. So you may feel a little bit disenchanted with the way things are going, a little bit disappointed with the world at the moment. You may even feel a little bit bored with things because you feel there needs to be a little bit more spontaneity, or you feel a little bit disinterested in some things that you have been feeling. I just get a feeling of being let down, or just feeling a little bit disappointed at the moment. This will change, okay? I definitely see a boost of energy coming your way. Some of you may even, you know, get into the sun or have an opportunity to spend some time in the sun. And although it may not, you know, find a solution to whatever problem it is that you're wrestling with right now, it'll definitely make things feel better, is what they're indicating. A nice little spot of vitamin D from the sun. I definitely get a sense that you are headed in the right direction towards success and happiness. Okay, so if you're not in a working environment, some of you, if you're retired, or you are you know, a carer, you stay at home to care for someone, or you are someone who is like a stay-at-home mom or dad, I definitely get a sense that you're going to be doing more things that you love, more projects that you love. There's going to be a lot more energy. You're just going to be in the flow of doing and getting stuff done. I see accomplishments, goals being reached as well. The sun tends to be the most positive card in the deck. So I feel this month as well, you're having a bit of a spiritual awakening. You're embracing the joys in life. You're trying really hard to focus on the positive and not the negative. You may have even said to yourself, you know what, I'm going to cut out negative talk. I'm going to try and not be so negative or so grumbly. I'm going to try really hard. And it is hard, you know. So I feel that you are aware, acutely aware, that your voice and your words have meaning and purpose in life, that once you utter a word out to the universe, it changes everything. It's a vibration in itself. Words are spellings. We spell words. They're spells out to the universe, telling the universe what we expect or how we are interacting with our world. And if it's negative, then, you know, we're going to command more negative experiences in our world. So I definitely see you reflecting on those things as you move throughout the month as well. Now, we have the introspection card. This is the Hermit card. Again, they're showing me the compass. So some of you are searching, really searching for direction. This is a big soul-searching month, especially since your 12th house is influencing you. So you may feel like withdrawing, being a little bit more of a homebody. You may even take 1 or 2 duvet days, don't tell your boss, for yourself. I think you're allowed a duvet day, right? So I feel like you will want to have a little bit more time in the home space. Some of you will do some DIY, decluttering around the home space as well. But I feel there's an energy here in this card of far off lands. You dreaming of far off lands. So either you are like trying to jump into the land of escapism, where you're like, you know what, I'm just going to jump into a good book or a movie just to really like recharge my batteries, or you're actually thinking about traveling to soak up culture and learn more about people, is what I'm picking up here. But there's a big dream that you have. Now, this big dream could be like to take a sabbatical and go traveling, or it may be to book that once-in-a-lifetime trip to somewhere that you've always wanted to go. So I definitely see that you are making it happen, and you are preparing for it, shall we say. So either you're booking it or preparing for it in the month of April. You're going to really love it. Now, there is a bear in this Hermit card. Bears represent protection. So I definitely see you, protecting everything that you worked really hard for, but also I feel that you've endured quite a lot and you've been very, very busy recently, even when you've been feeling like you've been running on empty. So it's really important to take stock, take a step back, and really recharge your batteries. The Hermit card can also indicate a time to go solo. So some of you, you may want to set up your own business. And even if you're retired, some of you, because we do have 2 moons, of course, in the same sign, Aries, some of you may actually come come out of retirement and decide to, I mean, you may not return to like a traditional office job or things like that. You may actually do something creative that becomes your job, or you may write something or use your voice to, command something towards you in terms of an opportunity. So I feel some of you may even be a consultant, for example. You may even put like a video online of something that you used to do because you're so good, so talented at what you do. And you may just put it out there and it may just generate finances for you. So I definitely get a sense of some people. Now, the majority of energy I've got, if you're retired, you're going to enjoy your retirement and not really want to come back into the working environment. But some of you may be looking at pensions and fluctuations, and you may feel compelled to do something really creative from the home space to sort that out. And also, if you are in a position to set up a second stream of income, because we've got the Six of Pentacles there, I definitely see you having lots of fingers in many pies. And I feel that, again, don't spread yourself too thin, but I do see you doing something from home that will be very, very beneficial. Like, I get a sense you're your own boss. Okay, that's what I'm picking up on here. Also, we got the Eight of Wands. Now, this can indicate travel. So definitely at the end of the month, there's some sort of movement started for you. But ultimately, this is some really good news, okay? Some really quick changes happening in your life as well. You're going through a bit of a metamorphosis at the end of the month, and you are protected and redirected, okay? Umbrellas represent protection. So should there be any economic fluctuations, intuitively, I feel like you navigate it. I know I keep mentioning it, but it keeps coming up in the energy. So that tends to tell me that it's relevant for the month of April. It was also coming up heavily for the month of March. Okay, normally I'll focus on things like love and your spiritual alignment with self and personal development. There's going to be a lot of like awakening energy, a lot of healing this month, and a lot of happiness and awareness of what is right for you this month as well. But it keeps coming up in the water, in the energy, about protecting finances. So I have to mention it. Okay. Now, also with the Eight of Wands, this is a card of you having more energy than you've had before. So I definitely see you getting out into nature and just resetting or recharging. Some of you, I feel it's very beneficial if you put your feet on the grass. Take off your shoes, because that's actually a barrier between you and the earth. So I feel like you're grounding yourself, even if it's like 10 minutes. I feel like you're connecting to nature a little bit more this month. And this card literally kind of means keep fighting for what you believe in, go for it. Things are going to pick up pace. Be ready. Your future self will thank you for all the changes that you're making in this moment. And because you've got the Hermit energy, this really means withdraw, recharge your batteries, and be ready, because life is going to pick up pace a lot quicker at the end of April as well. Now, as I said, some really great news headed in your direction, something you're going to be super curious about. But we do have this Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles can indicate that while things are going at a fast pace, there's still something that you're struggling with. There's still a sadness here, or you still feel there's a longing for something different. I get a sense that you're longing for spontaneity, a little bit more excitement in your world. You may feel that lacks right now. So I'm just going to pull a card on this, because this card literally, it feels like something that was starting to blossom got cut short. And you may be really thinking about this and seeing it as a hardship. But actually, the universe wants you to see that it was a protection. It was a protective measure to guide you to something better. That's what that Eight of Wands is about. It's like, nope, this situation is not right for Taurus. Let me just pluck you out of that situation, making you airborne to another situation. So I feel you will become aware of the need for you to either change direction or have something removed from your life that was not good for you, okay? Now, if some of you are going for an interview for a job, I would say do not think about your perceived, or how you, it's like how you perceive you have weaknesses, okay? So if you've got like a hole in your resume, or you feel like you don't have what it takes, Believe in yourself. Don't draw attention to your weaknesses, because everybody's always thinking about their weaknesses. So you don't need people to be drawn to yours because they're too busy thinking about their own. So just be mindful of that. They're indicating here someone they're indicating someone doing something that I did many, many years ago, because they're showing me in the water right now, which is going in for an interview and actually literally doing a really great interview. And then right at the end, I should have just stayed where I was at and kept my mouth shut. But then I started to talk myself literally out of the job. And it was like, just shut up, and that was because I was like, well, obviously I don't have that skill, but I'm willing to learn and I'm a really fast learner. I was like, what are you saying? They didn't even ask you about your weaknesses. They didn't even ask you whether you had that skill. Stop giving them information they do not need. So if you're going for an interview, bear that in mind, okay? Now I'm just going to pull a card on that Five of Pentacles, because it is your last card, and it's an interesting one, because it feels like even though some things are going really well, it just feels like something's missing. Okay, so I just want to see what that is for you. For some of you, it may be love, but I get a sense it's a little bit more excitement, a little bit more spontaneity, because I keep getting this question like, is this it? Is this it? King of Swords, you're in your head a little bit. You're feeling a bit detached from circumstances at the moment. Even when things are going really well, you're like, yeah, it just feels like I'm still a bit detached. This is a card of analysis and judgment. So I feel like you are being super organized, and I feel like you're being clear about what you want, but you're thinking before you act. And we have to remember that we went through a major pandemic, right? And that changes a person. It changes humanity. It's a trauma. So it actually makes you start thinking about life in general and all the things that we've built around our lives. And we start to see the flaws. We start to see the superficial, and we start to say, you know what, I don't want that anymore. I want to be real. I want to be authentic. I don't want to build a world that, I cannot exist, where it just doesn't matter. So I feel like all those things are falling away for you. You're actually becoming really clear about what you want. You're not taking second best. And whereas before, things like the pandemic, you may have kind of gone with the flow a little bit, or you may have actually said, you know what, it's okay. It'll change. Or, if someone's behavior is like a little bit off, you may go, okay, I don't know what their deal is, but you know what, I'm just going to leave it, forget it. Now you're like, no, you don't have a place in my life. No, life is too short. I'm not wasting my time. Now you're really on a mission to carve your piece of the world the way you want to, the way that makes you feel happy. So I really get a sense of you being really honest and blunt and direct about what you want. You're not being ruthless. You're just being really straightforward and saying, you know what, enough is enough. I'm not wasting any more time. And that's what I'm picking up here. But in that, I feel like there's a sense of detachment, because it's almost like really wonderful, pretty, sparkly things in life, they just don't hold any weight. Okay, and I feel like you're just being really real. You're only connecting to things that connect with your heart. You're only enthusiastic about things that, merge with your heart. This is a card about purpose. This is a card about being open and receptive to things that connect to your purpose. Also, as I said, there's some really great news coming your way. And I also, dare I say it, I don't really want to say it, but I feel like there is a friend here also who has romantic feelings for you, and I feel they've been thinking about you for a while. April is the month where they will reveal their feelings for you, okay? You may know who this person is, because I feel intuitively you know who this person is, okay? This person is someone who may have just come out of a relationship, so just watch out for that. If there is a connection between you and this person, a chemistry, I would say just don't fast track it. Don't go too quickly, because you don't want to be rebound. This person, they do have deep feelings, so you're not a rebound, but at the same time, you want to build a solid foundation with that person, okay? Also, everything you're thinking about, thoughts become things. Do everything with love, and it shall be so. It shall actually show up in your world, okay? It shall become, everything in the mind you can have in the hand. So it's so important to realize that. Something that you're thinking about is being manifested this month. It's just going to pop out of nowhere. There's going to be a big old surprise, okay? So thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Taurians? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? Anything more they need to focus on? we've got the Mermaid. Be careful what you wish for, because you're just about to receive it, okay? Words are important. Remember, they're spellings. Ask for things exactly the way you want them to show up in your world. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Taurians? What do they need to know? One more. They wanted 3, so I'm giving you 3. Okay. So we've got, be careful what you wish for. Okay. We've also got the conch shell, messages from beyond communication. Now, I would say look out for images of compasses. Okay. You may even find a random compass somewhere, because I feel this is your sign and your symbol from someone in spirit who is guiding you. They want you to be aware that they listen to you. They can hear you talking to them, and they love you, and they're sending you so much love back, and they're helping you guide to where you want to be. They're helping you remain on track is what they're giving me, okay? So definitely look out for compasses. I mean, you could literally be walking down the street and see someone with a tattoo of a compass, and that's your sign. So just be aware of your surroundings. Also, we've got seagull. Okay, and it says, look at the bigger picture, the bird's eye view. Remember, I said your future self will thank you for the decisions that you make in this month. It's going to be a very successful month for you, and you're going to be proud of everything that you accomplish, okay? And yeah, your energy is changing, and I feel there's a positive shift going on there for you as well. So I'll leave it there. I hope something does resonate for you. It seems to be a bit of a complex month for you, but I gave you all the energy that I could for this one. If it does resonate, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell. That just lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Okay, they're just giving me something before I go. They're saying the 2 eyes. But they're actually pointing, my guides are actually pointing at the 2 cards. And they both begin with I, which is true, but they're saying the 2 eyes. And I just got a tap on the shoulder as well. 2 eyes, shoulder. Okay, I mean, it could be like keep an eye, look over your shoulder with your 2 eyes. I'm not sure. It could be that you get a tap or a nod from work regarding something. It could mean 2 eyes. I mean, it could be someone who's in spirit who has the initial 2 eyes, and they're saying, you know, I'm standing right by you. I got my hand on your shoulder. I'm not really sure. Leadership. When I touch this card, I mean, it is an Aries card, the Emperor. I just got the sentence, I am. I am. So whatever you believe you are, okay? That's a very important message that's coming through. So I'll leave it like that. Thank you so much, my beautiful Taurians, and love and light.